Hey there, YouTube friends. Welcome back to the Bikini Bottom Water Park, where today we are revamping our janky wave pool to make it something you'd actually want to swim in. And we are going to add the finest fast food establishment this side of Bikini Bottom. That's right, we're putting in the Krusty Krab. All that and more in today's episode. I'm maskedbandit, this is Planet Coaster 2, and I am so glad you are here. Let's jump into a time lapse today. So this is the first time lapse we've had on the channel in quite a while, but I thought I would use this time to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the video and also where I see this project going, because to be completely honest, y'all have been so amazing with your feedback and your suggestions. Oh my gosh, your suggestions have got me so excited for this project, and I love hearing all of the suggestions that you have for how to make this Bikini Bottom water park just the best it possibly could be. Here we are fixing the water, the wave pool using stamps. I decided to do it this way to try and get as clean of lines as I could and to build symmetrically. It was a bear. It was a challenge to get it perfectly symmetrical. The tool is powerful, but sometimes it's so powerful it doesn't do what you want it to do. And I was really unhappy with how the water pool looked at the end of the last episode, so we're just going to go ahead and fix that up here. So I'm going to let that go. You can see what I'm doing. It's all just stamps and just being extra cautious to make sure that we get the angles right and get everything that we want the way we want. And then we actually finish up with the drawing tool using angles, and again trying to use snaps and things like that. Here you can see to get that nice curve in there. But anyway, I do want to let you all know some things that I have planned. Yes, this is going to be Goo Lagoon. The wave pool makes too much sense to be Goo Lagoon. Yes, we're going to have the Krusty Krab and the Chum Bucket and some other Easter eggs regarding those characters. Yes, Jellyfish Fields is going to make an appearance as a kiddie area. That was always going to be one of my plans. Yes, Rock Bottom is going to be a part of this project. Rock Bottom is going to be where most of our thrill slides are going to be located. We are going to have some slides here by the wave pool. I'm thinking of making 3 slides, calling them F, U, and N, because F is for friends who do stuff together, U is for you and me. We are also going to have a lot of your suggestions. The the Alaskan bullworm is going to need to make an appearance. We are going to have a glove world section of the park, which will be a few non-water park features. So just so you know, that is coming up. We are going to have Sandy's Tree Dome. I think she's going to sell barbecue because she's from Texas, just like me. Here we are with the wave pool fiddling with nodes. That is how we're going to get it nice and round and nice and smooth. They're fickle. I am still figuring out how they work. I talked to my buddy Mineral, who has an amazing project that I talked about in the last episode, and I told him if I couldn't figure it out, he would just give me his wave pool. But I think I figured it out, and I'm pretty happy with how it went. As we transition here into turning this wave pool into Goo Lagoon, we do have our Goo Lagoon. That sign was super fun to make. It's all just in-game text, and I just couldn't believe that sign existed in the game. But yes, the suggestions you've given me are fantastic. Would love to include a Mrs. Puff ride. I don't know. I do want this to be a water park, and I don't want it to be too memey and over the top. Like, yes, I want all the Easter eggs and all the references, but I want it to also kind of feel like a real park. Some people commented in the last video and said that the changing rooms looked a little small. So yeah, I do think I'm going to add more to the backstage. I'm going to extend it and make it much bigger to have some implied. What I'm doing here with these art shapes is I am trying to make some goo for Goo Lagoon. It's passable. I don't know how great it looks. Might need to dress it up a bit more to make it a little more realistic with the little bit of fountain that I put in there and the little bit of bubbles. I think that does a good job of just looking kind of cute. So yeah, but that is what you can expect as the project rolls forward. I know I said there would be slides in this episode. We do not get those in. I did have to rebuild the whole SpongeBob's street, the cliff with overlooking the wave pool, because I redid the whole wave pool. I like it a lot better now. And one of the things I did do here is I was looking at my references. You can see sand mountains in the background, so I thought it would be cute to add that to our Goo Lagoon here to give you a bit of like a diorama effect here. So we're building some real simple terrain, hills that we're going to paint to look like sand, and it's very basic, but I do like it. Using some of the different textures here at lower intensities to get a sort of blended look, and then making full use of the soil texture in the tropical biome. It is great for planters. There I am scoping out my work. Every time you see the camera zoom like that, that's me scoping out the work. So yeah, if you are one of our newer subscribers, hi, so glad you are here. We have gained almost 1,000 subscribers in 2 weeks, which is really incredible for me and my channel. So if that's one of you, I am very pleased that you're here. I hope you are enjoying not just this, but all the Planet Coaster 2 content. And if you're jonesing for more content, you can always check out that Planet Coaster 1 stuff. There's lots of completed projects over there from Planet Coaster 1. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, consider joining our Bro Nation Discord server, where you will see dozens of players who are vastly superior to me. They are so good. If you're looking for a realistic and based community that is friendly and helpful, and just a lot of fun, I can't recommend my Discord server and Mike's Discord server, Bro Nation, enough. If you're already familiar with the channel, you know all about Bro Coaster. And if you don't, that'll be something that's coming, probably a few months down the line. So yeah, after we got that wave pool area completed, we did move on, and we are beginning working on the Krusty Krab. And it all started with the little boat that works as the cash register. I tried a lot of different ways. I tried to use gutter pieces. I tried a couple different techniques to build this boat. And in the end, I just went with these planks. And they were small enough when they were scaled to make it work. A couple of the angles have a little bit of rough edging, but it was really hard without being able to like custom scale in all the different axes. It's a little hard to get it just exactly the way you want. So we're still having to find, at least I'm still finding that I'm still having to find places where I have to cover up instead of the game doing exactly what I want and how I want. So yeah, the Krusty Krab came together surprisingly quickly. I couldn't believe how well it looks. It did take a few iterations. It started way too big, and I had to scale it down several times. Not literally with a scale tool, but just bring the walls in from all angles. It was so big. It dwarfed everything that was going on in the park up to that point, so that wasn't going to work for us. So we needed to keep it in scale, not only with itself, but in scale with the rest of the project. Trying to use these new shops, which I think are great, but couldn't get it to work. So we threw in a burger stall. That would be the window that SpongeBob works behind. And we actually cover up the drink stall because there is no second window. That's the door to the kitchen there. Man, these doors are a bit of a mess for me. I had a hard time finding doors that I liked, and I actually ended up sinking those doors in to make them not stick out as bad, and that helped quite a bit. So yeah, we have this cooking here. That's why it was built on, also the reason it was built on a path is because I was going to try to use those in-game counters. And if you're going to use those counters, you have to build on a path, which is a little fiddly, but yeah, so we'll have to use those in another building. I think the Chum Bucket is going to be a QSR. It's going to be a walk-up. It's not going to be an interior like this. I was watching Jonty over on Geekism talk about the restaurant he was building in his water park, and he brought up a good point that most water parks don't have full-service sit-down restaurants, which makes sense because you're wet and you're in your bathing suit, and you probably don't want to be in an air-conditioned establishment for too long. So it would make sense that most things are walk-ups, and you spend most of your time outside. So I think this may be the it might be the only building with an interior. I don't know. Oh yes, we are going to have a Weenie Hut Junior, and I'm thinking of making a first aid building in this area called Weenie Hut General. Because isn't that one of the hospitals? We're going to have a gift shop called the Bargain Mart or whatever it's called, the treasure chest thing. Like I all of your suggestions, I want to be clear, most of them I have already, like, yes, I'm on the right track because I've already thought of it. But yeah, I'm so pumped to get, like, that's what's keeping me engaged and excited, are all this stupid references and Easter eggs we're going to make in this project. So trying to figure out how to do that patterned look with the different welded segments together. Just used the non-gridded aquatic walls and recolored them different shades of blues and warm grays. And you can see here we had to build that huge arch. What I actually did was use the corrugated roof to be a template for me, and then I scaled up some of those resort beams real big and just built a simple arch. And then from there I used some of the non-gridded Viking pieces to build the roof structure, because this is a crab or a lobster cage after all. And big news is we're getting a big update in December that will include glass, which is super exciting. So we're going to go ahead and pretend for now that there's glass in the windows there and in the doors, but there aren't. So the last little bit of time lapse here is the construction of the tables in the Krusty Krab. Very primary color, very much wheel. I was surprised there was no ship wheel in Planet Coaster 2 pieces. So we're just doing our best with the posts here and the art shapes, and I think that reads really well. One of the good things about doing the SpongeBob project is that because it is a cartoon, we can get away with some lower fidelity texture. So art shapes are going to be, not only are they going to be really handy because of their flexibility, the fact that they're so bright and kind of lacking in texture makes them work really well to capture this cartoon aesthetic. Think of like if you've been to Islands of Adventure, Marvel Superhero Island, or Toon Lagoon especially is very cartoony, and that's kind of the vibe I would love to be able to capture. Here we are using some barrels, pretending that they're seats. These are non-functional, but we will make some functional ones that sit on the outside of the Krusty Krab. So the time lapse is just about done, but sit right there. There is more to see. We're going to do a real-time walkthrough so you can actually see how it all came together. Let's get into that now. So here we are in our entrance area, just past the Bikini Bottom arch, and I wanted to show you some changes that I made. In here, you can see there's a new structure, which we will get to in just a second, but I have rearranged some things. I am going to add an extension. We're going to bring this out to the side here and make this a much bigger restroom block, or changing room block. I think that makes a ton of sense. You guys are absolutely right, so be on the lookout for that. But I also kind of dressed up the pad a little bit here. I threw down some of the flowers. I know they're in the sky in the show, but just to kind of harken back to that idea of those flowers that sit in the sky. And also, do these read, like, I need to know, do these read as bubbles? I think they do. You let me know. Does this feel like bubbles? I don't know. It felt very SpongeBob-y to me. So there's still a little bit of cleanup to do over here, but I wanted to draw your attention to this new building, this restroom facility that is both for the ladies and the gentlemen. Again, in that Bikini Bottom style, but taking more use of the corrugated stuff, which I'm really starting to like a lot. And I wasn't sure on this, but I do think it ended up really well. Using some more of this wood here as sort of a flopsome jetsam look, which is something you see in the show a bunch. And what I really like is they're super simple, but I made these really goofy water fountains a few days ago. And now I've seen on Bronation, so many people have made awesome water fountains, and I can't wait to get my hands on some of them and replace them with my really janky ones. But that's what these are. These are supposed to be water fountains. And I love this little circular, as the shark guy goes through it, I love this circular look here. I think that's a really nice touch with the wood here. I don't know, I really like the way that turned out, and it feels very like nautical, so hopefully you think so as well. And now that brings us pretty much to the end of our entrance area. Like I said, I think I want to do a Weenie Hut General. We're going to first person. I think I want to do Weenie Hut General. And I think we need to have a gift store somewhere. So, but here I want to share with you the Krusty Krab. Here it is in all of its crabby glory. We have the help wanted sign, the flags. These flags were a bit more of a trouble than I thought they would be. They're just art shapes, but they were a little tough to manage because some of the angles didn't work quite well. But You can see here we have our Krusty Krab sign. It's not exactly to the font, but I wanted it to be 3D, to use a 3D font, so that's about as close as I can get. The thing I do like is that in the reference, the A is lowercase, so I made sure to use the lowercase a. Made some of them a little wonky looking. But yeah, here we are. Here is a look at the Krusty Krab, and obviously they don't go in where they're supposed to, but it doesn't matter. So, but we can come in and you can see we have the interior here of the Krusty Krab. I've added a little bit of lighting, but we've added all that clutter up there that I found in reference images. We have the boat. I do need to add a cash register. I didn't do that. I should do that. But I was so excited that this came together with all the netting, and everything is so supersized because you're supposed to be the size of a lobster or a crab. So that's why the netting is so big here. But check out the menu. I actually found a menu online. So we have our Krabby Patties and our coral bits, our kelp ring, our salty sea dog. I don't know what a golden loaf is, and I don't think I want to know what a sailor's surprise is. And of course we have the seafoam sodas. So like I said, we have the burger, the person making the burgers there, and behind this door we have a drink stall, but that is hidden. But man, isn't this beautiful? I love that you can sit in here and you get a good look at the water, at the wave pool. I love he's surfing in here, and I like that it echoes here on the inside. Oh, we even added a little clock. So I think this turned out pretty well. You can expect next episode to have these on this on the workshop for you. But let's take a look now at our Goo Lagoon. Welcome to the Goo Lagoon. Here it is in real time, so you can see. And I've opened the park and let the peeps in. I think I wanted to keep it very open and beachy and sandy, which is why we put just some grasses in. Not something you saw on the show, but I wanted it to be a little bit nice. But yeah, the yellow bamboo here. And then you can walk in, and man, I think this wave pool actually turned out quite well. And you can see we've got the houses here showing off for us, and these two structures will be on the workshop. You can download them now. It's called a pineapple under the sea and an Easter Island head. That's what they're going to be named. So if you would like to add those to your projects or just have them and take a look at how I put them together in greater detail, you are obviously more than welcome. We started decorating this area out by adding some chairs and bright, colorful umbrellas. I'm a little upset that the second color of the umbrella is also the post. Would have loved to see it be 3 colors, 2 for the umbrella and 1 for the post, but what are you gonna do about that, I suppose. So I've stacked a bunch of wave machines to try and get bigger waves, but I know that just today, as of this recording, Bro Nation member and amazing YouTuber Leaf came out with a little tutorial on how to get giant waves, so I'm excited to check that out. And if you haven't, I highly recommend you check out Leaf, because they are making some amazing Planet Coaster 2 content. There's just so much great stuff out there, and I can't watch it all. But yeah, I'm glad that you're watching this. Oh, look at this angle. I think this turned out really well. I don't know. I think that's super fun. And I redid the the Patrick's house. It kind of looks like it's dusted in cocoa powder. Someone commented that it looks a little strange compared to the other two, which were built with scenery. And yeah, but I do like this a lot better now that I've colored it differently. It looks a lot more cartoony and a lot closer to the show. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. I can put the antenna on the workshop if you really want. I wasn't planning on it. It's like 3 pieces. I think you could absolutely make that. It's just bamboo. So yeah, let's take a quick zoom out at our Goo Lagoon. And I think we're going to put the fun slides, F-U-N, over here. And I think we'll put the bargain mart over here. And of course, if the Krusty Krab is here, probably where this acacia is, we will put the chum bucket over here. And that brings us, we're going to have to start wrapping back around this way. And yeah, so we're going to have a bunch of stuff coming. I'm so pumped. It looks a little bare, but water parks have so much open space, and I don't want to block the sight lines here, but perhaps along this path here, and of course along this area here, we can start adding trees and little planters to protect people from the sun, just because we don't want anyone complaining about sunburn. Not a lot of guests yet, because there's not a lot to do in the park, but it's getting there. That's quite a bit. I think this is pretty good for 3 episodes. I hope you agree. And if you did enjoy, do hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, you're just finding me because of this series. Consider subscribing so you don't miss any of the Planet Coaster 2 content. I have so many things planned. I'm going to be working on the next tutorial video, which is going to be the dome method, the radial symmetry video. I think I do want to do a beginner series where we build a park and talk about park design and all of that kind of stuff, and also sort of play the game because we are clearly sandbox players here, but it would be interesting to dabble in how to build the game. We can learn how to play together while we talk about theme park design and things like that. But here I am rambling at the end of the episode. You probably already clicked away, but if you haven't, you're a rock star, and I appreciate you. And even if they did, I appreciate them too. All that being said, have a great day, great night, great whatever, and I will see all of you for the next episode of the Bikini Bottom Water Park. Take care, everyone, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.